The recent elections in the Western Asian country of Lebanon have sparked discourse about the power grip tilting away from the hands of the Islamic regime of Iran. The Christian party, making an unprecedented rise to counter the Islamic regime, also got into the annals of Lebanon for all the good reasons. Albeit it never takes away the fact that it's still Hezbollah that pulls the strings in Lebanon. Hezbollah might be a misnomer, it is Iran. Hello and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika, and if you haven't subscribed to the TFI Global channel yet, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates. Europe's need for a proper alternative to Russian gas has never called more attention than it does now. After the lightning move made by Kremlin to curb the supply of gas from state-owned Gazprom to Europe, the continent has been running amok in need of an alternative. Forced to rely on the winter reserves, a majority of countries in Europe are somehow satiating their domestic needs. But how long can these countries stick with their winter reserves? With concerns running high, the European Union has finally craned its neck into the gas fields of the Mediterranean Sea. But to kick off its chances in Lebanon, the EU needs to make a reapproachment attempt with Israel. Early June saw a floating gas exploration ship operated by London-based Energean Mood in the Karish fields of the Mediterranean. The Karish field, which contains about 1.4 trillion cubic feet of proved and probable gas reserves, is located south of the southern boundary of the disputed area. It was discovered in 2013. The EU, now salivating over the Karish fields, has opened old chapters of rivalry between both Israel and Lebanon. The US has been laboring hard to elevate the tensions by adorning the role of a mediator between the two countries. US energy official Amos Hochstein has been specially appointed to make a truce happen between the raging two nations. The new offer, which would give Israel the Karish field and Lebanon the Qana field, has not gone well with the power circles in Lebanon. They reacted, "Will never accept, not now, not tomorrow, nor next week." Lebanon is passing through a hard phase with internal troubles picking pace coupled with a debt-stricken economy. This made Europe get deep into the rings of delusion, hoping that Lebanon may break the long-held stigma by joining hands with the EU over gas deals that are nothing short of a lucrative deal. The European countries, in their dire need to find an alternate solution, got blinded away from the fact that it is Iran that calls the shot in Lebanon. EU has always favored a trade relationship with Tehran, but it never saw the light of the day owing to dominance that US possessed in matters pertaining to Iran. Due to Iran's refusal to meet face-to-face with the US officials, the EU and Britain have been shuttling back and forth to relay messages between the two camps. In recent times, Iran has been ruling the roost with the US, acquiring a tone of dominance to lift off the IRGC from the terrorist sanctions and to make run again the stalled JCPOA deal. Washington, on the other hand, bowed to Iran to an extent that baffled many. The US was prepared to lift the terror designation of the IRGC, but Iran refused. Some reciprocal steps, which had to do with halting support for Lebanon's Hezbollah and curbing the IRGC's participation in wars in Yemen and Syria. And thereby the final word went from the chamber of the Oval Office that any talks with Iran is off the table. And got mired in this conflict is the EU. Winter scare is something real that could undo all the equations of existence for the EU countries. With no gas to depend upon, EU should find a better alternative to rely upon. But in Lebanon, the devil has appeared in the shape of US. Iran won't allow any deal to fructify until and unless US abides by its term of lifting IRGC from the terrorist list. And for EU, the only way to sustain winter would be to conjure enough strength to trample upon Joe Biden and go independent in their decision to ink a deal with Lebanon or more like Iran.